This next lesson, Math 2.2, this one's going to be about percents and fractions. And how can we change a percent into a fraction and a fraction into a percent? Okay, so let's start with percents. How do we write them as fractions? Any number that is a percent, you might hear that like say, I make 70% of my free throws, or I'm 50% there. The trip is 75% over, okay? So it's a percentage. On your test, I scored 86%. 86%. We can write that percent as a fraction, okay? Now, percent is basically just out of 100. How many out of 100? What's your percent out of 100? So, when you're writing percents, a little percent symbol, percent symbol, percent symbol, the way to convert it to a fraction is you just take it out of 100. So 75% is 75 out of 100. Okay. 90% is 90 out of 100. 38% is 38 out of 100. Okay? Now, we see these fractions, we want them in simplest form. So this, I know I can divide by 5. 75 divided by 5 is 15. 100 divided by 5 is 20. I can do 5 again. That's 3, and that's 4. Okay? So 75% equals 3/4. This one, 90 over 100. Whenever I have a number like this, and there's a 0 on the end of each number, I can take the 0 off. Basically, I just divided it by 10. Okay. Now 9/10, that's the smallest it gets. So 90% is 9/10. All right, 38 over 100. I see they're both even, and cut them in half. That is 19, and that is 50. 19/50. And I can't go any smaller. Okay? So that is how you take a percent and put it into a fraction. It's just out of 100. Okay? The percent out of 100. All right. Let's take our fractions. If I have a fraction, I can always make it into a percent. I actually like to go from a fraction to a decimal and then decimal to percent. That's just me. We'll get to that next lesson. Okay? So for this one, I just want to get to a percent. So if I know that it's a percent is anything out of 100, I want to try and get this to 100. Okay? So is there some way this 5 can get to 100? Times 20. 5 times 20 is 100. So this times 20 is 60. So 3/5 is 60 out of 100, which equals 60%. Anything out of 100 is your percent. Okay? So if I take 5 free throw shots and I make 3 of them, I'm shooting 60%. Okay? If I have a test and there's 5 total questions, I get 3 of them correct, I'm at 60%. Let's do this, 9/12. I want to get to 100. This 12 doesn't go into 100 evenly. So I want to break this number down. I'm going to go smaller to see if I can go bigger. I know that 9 and 12, I could divide each by 3. That gets me 3, and that gets me 4. Now I have 4. This is the same number. 9/12 is the same as 3/4. This 4 to 100, it's just times 25. And I do it to the top and the bottom the same. That equals 100. That equals 75. So 9/12 is the same as 75 over 100. 75 out of 100, or 75%. Okay? So the way you get a fraction to a percent is see if you can get the denominator to be 100. Once you get it to 100, then make that numerator do the same thing you did to the numerator that you did to the denominator, and then you'll have your percent, something out of 100. Okay. All right. So that is percent to a fraction and fraction to a percent. Go ahead and try, watch the guided practice, then do some independent practice, extra practice.